Welcome back to Comic Besties.
It's been so long.
I know, really. I think even like we were talking about the other day, and we're like, oh my god, like it's just. I mean, in general, I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. So, for all of you that watch us know that, we're in real life besties as well. And we haven't seen each other since, and we both live in Chicago. So,
Not that far away, too, from each other.
was it, you said before I went to Seattle. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen Candace since July.
No.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
I want everyone to know. When I'm like, it's been so busy. I'm like, I have not even seen Candace since July.
That's crazy.
And yeah, exactly. It was just like all of my traveling. And then, like, as soon as I got back, Candace was traveling, which we'll chat also about a little bit in this episode, which is really exciting. But I guess since we really haven't like done anything all summer, let's just like update everyone on like how our summer has been.
Yeah. You could start.
Well, Sedpool, I hope you had a great summer as well.
Oh, thank you.
My summer was really good. I took like some time off of social media, as like everyone saw, mostly because I just like wasn't home. So I read comics for this issue, for this like Comic Besties show, and it's the first time I've sat down and read comics in literal months, and it's been so fun and so good, and it made me like want to go through all my comic boxes. But I went to Colombia, I went to Washington, I went to Canada, and hi, region. I met my boyfriend's like full extended family, which was super fun and really awesome for us. And then my cousin got married in Colombia, and it was like our first really big family wedding, which was, I mean, it was just really, really insane. And it was so cool to be in a place like Colombia with our family. And I learned that I want to go live by an ocean. So Candace, you have to move with me because I don't want to leave you in Chicago. We could just live in California and we can be close to Disneyland.
Or I'll have a summer home out there and there.
Perfect. Yeah, so that was like my summer. It was just really lots of traveling. I'm so excited to be home and just like back in Chicago because, as much fun as traveling is, Candace, I don't know about you, but there's just something about being in your own bed in your own home with your own things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not like living out of a suitcase. And
I basically was for months. Oh, and before all of that traveling, I had like a company retreat where we also traveled.
Right?
So it was like I went on a retreat, came back, was in my apartment for less than 24 hours, and then was traveling for 2 weeks, came back for like less than 10 days, and then was back traveling.
Yeah, again. I think I saw you like right in between. Yeah, that was like, or something. I don't even know, actually.
Didn't you sleep over before I left for like a trip?
It's definitely before Seattle, so I don't know if it was before your retreat or not, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, we had like you did organizing, I did crafting, and we watched.
I got my
movies and documentaries and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a new desk that I put in my room because of course I need more desk space and bookshelves. Oh, thank you so much. So yeah, it was really surreal. Colombia is such a phenomenal place. It's really, really, really beautiful. Canada, Scott Pilgrim.
This is true. Yeah.
Candace, what about you? How is your summer?
Like, I'm trying to remember what I did in the prior months because I feel like I was like pretty much like keeping it local, trying to just pretty much just working, and which is fun, and trying to keep up with reading and adult stuff, and then pretty much I was like just like waiting for my trip that I just had, which I took off a week to go visit one of my friends in California, in LA area. So I made it into a whole trip. I ended up meeting JD, Region. And we went comic shopping and went to downtown Disney and stuff. So like I started my trip in Anaheim, and then I actually ended up going to Burbank, which is where my friend lives. So yeah, so it was like a bunch of Disney days, which was really fun. That was my first time going to like, well, really doing any of this stuff. Because I've only been to California with you for Shortbox Live, and that was just a really short trip, so we didn't get to explore a lot. But yeah, I was get to do all the Disney parks because I live for that. Actually, I did talk about my trip yesterday with JD. On if you guys want to check his last stream out with me, we did one yesterday. We were kind of like talking about like kind of a versus between Walt Disney World and Disneyland, which we just been wanting to do for a long time in general. And then now that I actually been to both, like we could talk about it. So
where did you land, by the way? Disney World or Disneyland?
Well, I don't think I could pick one or the other, but I did have things that I preferred, like at Disneyland, and things I preferred at Disney World. And there's some things that I'm honestly like they're good at either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just love Disney. It's just my happy place. So I don't care which one it is. I will go gladly. But yeah, so we did the Disney parks, did Universal and Burbank. One of the topics that I'll be talking about is the Funko store in Hollywood. Did like all the touristy things like Hollywood Walk of Fame, In and Out. What else?
Well, they're just so good.
I don't think we picked. Oh yeah. Madame Tussauds, the Wax Museum.
I loved all of your photos you were sending me.
Oh my god!
I just got a photo of Candace with like Chris Hemsworth. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I need to post a bunch of these, but yeah. So it was like such a good time, and I think like me and Carlos, my boyfriend, like we just haven't gone like on a trip in so long since like one of my friend's weddings last year. So it was really nice to just be able to go do some like fun stuff, and of course see my friend and JD, and just have some downtime, and it was really fun. But we were really tired after because like I literally packed our schedules like so full. So that was a really long, busy week.
You have to when you're doing something like Disneyland. I feel like there's just so much to see, and then you also were seeing friends, and you wanted to see other places. It's just like, yeah. After those trips, I feel like those are the trips where you come back and you're like, I need a vacation for my vacation.
Which I didn't do, which I was texting Haley that I decided to work the day after.
Let it stand on the record that when she told me she was going back to work, like the literal day after coming back, I was like, you should not do that.
I think, well, I work from home majority of the week, so it was all good. But I would not recommend just because I think it's better to take some time off to recover. But
yeah. I think I'm doing Disney World in February. Fingers crossed.
I hope so.
We weren't able to. We were meant to go to Disney World this summer, which I think it all worked out for the best. But in general, we had a passing in the family, and so we rescheduled that whole trip. And I think we're going to do in February because like our flights, they said that we can't use them past that date, and so we don't want to lose that. But I have never been to Disney World, so if I get to go, I'm so excited. And basically, I think Candace is just going to come over, give me a million recommendations, and make all of the Disney ride YouTube videos.
Yeah, I hope you were taking notes yesterday when you were watching the stream. But
Ragin, absolutely, like taking because you need like a day to like just lay in bed and rest, and then like resetting, like, you know, doing laundry from your, like getting your laundry together. I just feel like there's like all these like little things like after a vacation where like I just need a day or two. Sure. Thank you, Miss So. Yeah, it was sad, but we were all happy that we didn't go on the trip, and then something happened. Everything happened while everyone was at home. So if for nothing else, that was a blessing. Yeah. But let's dive into some geeky gossip. Yes. I'm really excited about the themes that we have.
Okay, so speaking of my trip, Yeah.
Funko
I don't
Hollywood.
think Haley's seen some of these photos. So, yeah, I really wanted to talk about Funko Hollywood for a couple different reasons. So, yeah, like I just was telling you guys, this was my first time going to Funko Hollywood or it's a Funko store in general. They also have their main headquarters store in Seattle, actually.
Do they really? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't even think about. Oh yeah, Haley's going to see. Well, next time you're in Seattle, I know you'll be back there.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it was like really really fun. It was like something that was definitely on my like bucket list. Just because they have a lot of like really cute like photo ops, as you can see, and just like massive Funko Pops. Not that you can buy or anything, but like just for like photos and stuff.
Oh, you're not taking that home with you? That large
I
Hades that's
mean,
the size of you?
I would love to, but that would cost a lot of shipping.
Just
I
buy
mean,
an
I'll
airplane seat for it.
yeah, pretty much. um, but yeah, so I went to the Seattle location.
That's
Yeah,
good to know. Oh, I'm excited.
yeah. I don't know if like one is like better than the other or like if there's differences. I'm guessing there is, but yeah, they're just really cool. And like they had like Disney, as you can see, like Harry Potter. The one on the bottom was like horror movies, and like it's kind of tiny on there, but in like inside some of like the scenes, they would have like all the things you could buy and stuff. It was really hard to not want everything, especially because I knew that way like only had so much luggage space, and a lot of things would probably get crushed in the like on the way home. So I was like, I probably had to be like really really specific. But yeah, so they had like just so many different of the categories, like let's see, yeah, Star Wars, sports, like they had one of like Michael Jordan.
My dad would have loved that. My
Yeah.
dad, like, doesn't really collect, like, Funkos, but he does have, like, in his man cave, like, a few here and there of, like
Oh, I'll have to show him that photo.
yeah.
Trying to think what else. I mean, the Disney was definitely my favorite section, like by far. Um, Marvel was pretty cool too, but it was just really fun. Um, but one of the things that I ended up getting, I'm gonna hopefully this shows up okay on camera. But you actually let's see,
That would be crazy if they
oh,
actually
I
did.
hope so. They totally could.
No, that would be so bad for Candace and I.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been really good about like getting Funko Pops in general because I used to collect like crazy, especially when me and Carlos were both collecting at the same time. But I've calmed down a little bit. But this was really unique. So you actually can build your own Funko Pop, which is really cool. Um, and just for so people know, I think it was around maybe $25, but you can like customize it however you want, and you get like your own box and everything. So I decided to make my own. Let's see how this turns up on the camera. Let's see.
It's so cute, and it is you.
Yeah. So I was able to pick, yeah, my hair, obviously my glasses. She has a little, let me see if it shows up. Focus.
She's a little,
Well,
is it comic?
yeah, it's a comic. It's just really tiny. And then, of course, I got like a coffee cup because I drink a lot of Starbucks and coffee. So, um, and then yeah, just like my little purple shoes I usually wear, stuff like that. So yeah,
Oh,
it's really cute. And yeah, she has her box, which has like my name and everything on it. Um,
yes.
love it. And then if you had like a pet, you could also get that as well. Um, thank you. I'll take some better photos and post because I definitely want to show everybody. But I also my boyfriend made one as well. So you want to put it back? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, his is adorable. If you guys have ever seen his pictures on my
It looks like Carla.
Instagram, yeah, Haley could, yeah, definitely agrees. Looks like Carlos. So, because listen, yeah, it couldn't be more accurate. Like we showed
It
each
really
other
does.
like after we made them. Like we didn't make them together. Like, which by the way, it only takes 15 minutes to have them make it for you. Like you get to fill out everything like on a screen, and then they just build it in the back. It's kind of like,
Sorry.
it's like, it's kind of like they Mr. Potato headed a little bit. It's nothing crazy like that. Like I'm pretty sure all the pieces can come out. So technically you could probably switch out your items and things if you had other things. But yeah, he had got a little like gamer controller and a beer. So yeah. Thanks. But yeah, it was just really fun. It was like honestly one of our like favorite things that we got on the trip for sure. Just because it was like really unique to us, and we ended up we were able to take it home in like the hard cases. You have to pay extra for that, but it's obviously worth it if you want to keep the box and everything. So and may have it make
Or if you're
make it home.
traveling, like you said, like putting them.
So, but I think it's a great like as a pop collector and just like as a cool, really cool like souvenir. I'm not sure if you can get them online, like just ordering them online. You might be able
You
to.
can. I did see, but I feel like it's not as fun. Like I feel like being in the actual space, probably designing that feels like such an awesome memory.
Yeah.
Did they have any like exclusive Funkos there at all? Like like things that were specific to, I don't know, Funko Hollywood or so.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be interesting.
I want to say so. I know they definitely had like all of their number one. First of all, their Funkos exclusives, which you can only get usually like online. I believe they did have a couple Funko Hollywood ones. But again, yeah, I was really limited. So the only other thing I bought was like a soda can of Oswald the rabbit from Disney, which was really cool. I didn't get the chase or anything, but really awesome. I think Carlos got anything else. I don't think so. But yeah, it's just like they have so much stuff. Not just pops, of course, like they one of their companies is Loungefly, which does like clothes and backpacks. They're really iconic for their little mini backpacks. So
those are always really cute. I just like never purchase them because I am a crazy bag lady in which I put everything in my bags.
Same.
So they're always too small.
Yeah, it was good for I had one that I got a while ago for like Disneyland anniversary that they did. That I brought on my trip, which was really great. For like parks and stuff. Yeah, that is very valid.
It's a smart move because they definitely, it's like once you buy one, you're kind of like, oh well, I do like this other kind of thing. So
but now like just so many of those, like they're really, really cool, but they're just so expensive now because they're really large pieces, which is awesome. But I don't have space, and two, it's like it's just I've collected enough. But yeah, it was really fun. I highly recommend it, or if you guys are at the Seattle one as well. Yeah,
this is my nickname.
I too am a crazy bag lady, so. But yeah, it was just really fun. Got a lot of really cool pictures.
Our next geeky gossip is Animal Crossing Lego sets. So we have like confirmed 2024 sets and like themes from Lego. So obviously, as everyone's been seeing, or maybe you haven't, if you follow me on Instagram, I have been falling into the world of Lego, and it's been really fun. Mostly, like it really started with my brother and I doing Lego sets together, and then my dad got me the Lego Disney villain set, which like icons, which is so cute, but also so nostalgic because it has like the little like VHS tapes and things like that. But yeah, I thought this was really exciting. They're going to be doing Animal Crossing. I don't love Animal Crossing, not in the way that I don't like that I dislike it. I had the game during quarantine and I found myself, which is hilarious, just being incredibly impatient because it takes time to like build your city and do things. And it like was the opposite of therapeutic for me. Like I was just stressed. So which is hilarious because it's the ultimate cozy game.
No, I can totally understand that. I definitely have played Animal Crossing for like years. I think back on like my original DS, I believe. So,
gosh, yeah.
One, I'm really excited about this that they're going to be having these sets. Like, I 100%, I'm going to at least buy one. But I understand that. Like, yeah, I love playing like Animal Crossing. Not as much anymore, just because they haven't like updated in a while, and I'm big fan of Disney Dreamlight Valley, which I talk about all the time to Haley, which is similar in a lot of ways, but better in a lot of ways. I don't know, maybe that you would end up liking that more, but although they do have the same like decorating and customizing, but I didn't. That would happen to me when I would play Animal Crossing, like especially like seeing other people's islands and then looking how amazing and how many hours went into it, and then I'd be like, I've had this for like a year and I'm not even close to where that is. So then I would get like,
I wouldn't even be like, I wouldn't have a sofa. Like, I don't.
yeah, I mean, it's amazing what people can come up with. I mean, the Disney game is like that too, but it's a little bit easier to build things, I think, and they have just really cool items.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are obsessed with Animal Crossing. Yeah, they're coming out, Miss Out, next year. So they have confirmed sets. Oh, Candace is very familiar with Dream Life.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I love that one so much. I mean, I think if you're, yeah, that's like, it's a good, like, kind of, second, yeah, definitely to Animal Crossing. It was just like, they did what Animal Crossing didn't or wasn't really doing to update the game. And if you're a big fan of like Disney, of course, like you're gonna love that. And they update it all the time. They're always adding new challenges, new clothing and items, things from like the Disney parks, which I love. So I think they're doing a really good job. But Animal Crossing, of course, like it's just so adorable. The characters are really cute. Like it's really cozy as far as like it's on like a little island. Well, this one is on an island.
Yeah.
I just like it's different vibes, but they're both like cozy type
The
games.
cozy games. Yeah, I definitely always see like any of the cozy gamers I follow, they play like both of these across the board. It'll be interesting with the Lego sets to see what they do in terms of like minifigs.
Yeah.
Because for Super Mario, they didn't do the traditional minifigs, which I kind of wish that they would have. For Mario, you had to like they're like the characters are more like built out with the blocks, so they just kind of have like a more square shape. They're not like the traditional like minifig size, and so it'd be interesting to see if they like end up making them minifigs like how they have with the Disney series, or if they go the route of Super Mario. And I feel like it would be more successful to do it with the minifigs, at least in my opinion, because I think like it would just feel a little bit more
So
accurate.
they actually did make minifigs of Mario, but they were like they're not with the new sets.
Yeah.
I don't even yeah, I think they were literally just like blind bags, I think. Which
Well, with the blind bags, but you still like build them. The new like the Super Mario blind bags that they had, they're like still very
oh
blind.
no, like no, there's actual ones that look like the minifigs. I'll have to show you pictures because I like it's
How many years ago did they do that? Because I have not seen.
a
I
while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like why that they did
It could
them
be like
so
5
early.
years, maybe less.
Yeah,
But yeah, they really changed it. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking they're probably gonna have like Tom Nook, probably like Isabel, like all the popular ones, I'm guessing. Although it'd be really cool if they do blind bags and stuff like that as well, and they end up doing like chase of like more rare characters and things like that. Because Animal Crossing just has a lot of like really cute characters. Yeah, I'm also curious, like, which, like, are you gonna just be able to build a house? Do you build like the shops? Like, you can make a little mini Animal Crossing town. Like, I don't know. That sounds really cute. So I'm
yeah. I think
excited
there's
for
about
that.
either 4 or 5 confirmed sets, which
Yeah,
will be interesting. And then um, something that Lego just started doing differently, instead of blind bags, they started making them boxes, which
I did
has
see
been
that.
something that a lot of people have been really upset by, because usually with the blind bags, people would get really good at like feeling the inside.
Oh yeah,
So
I did
they
that
can
all the
tell
time.
you
I'd be like, I keep
which
trying to feel it.
character it is. Yeah, when I went to the Lego store, my brother really wanted like one of the Coco characters, and one of the employees was like, I got this, and like felt the bag and like literally was like, it's this one. Which I was like, that's a magic superpower. That's so cool.
Yeah,
But also what people are finding is that a lot of people are like like opening the boxes and like stealing the characters. Like there's been a lot of like photos and stuff from like stores and things, which is super
yeah,
unfortunate. So
terrible.
it'll be interesting to see if they like also keep that up. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm excited to just see this Lego set. I don't think I would buy it, but I will watch Candace build it. I'm more excited for some of the upcoming Disney sets that have been
that too.
rumored / I think mostly confirmed. There's one that's going to be Maleficent as her dragon form fighting Prince Philip, and
I need
I
that. I need that. I need that. Yeah, I saw like the physical one in at the Lego store in downtown Disney, and that I don't know if it's gonna be the exact same thing, but oh my
it
gosh,
would be
I
amazing.
need that. I do.
Yeah, and then I think we're gonna get the Snow White cottage
That's so
as
cute
well.
too. Oh,
It's gonna be, I don't know. My house is just, I need to. There's gonna be so many things here.
yeah,
Fine.
it's exciting.
Well, speaking of Disney, Candace texted me the other day and told me that Disney Speedstorm on the Switch Nintendo eShop was free to download. So I quickly downloaded it and then was also becoming addicted. It's basically Disney Mario Kart.
Basically,
Yeah.
how far have you gotten into the game, and how are you liking it?
I'm on chapter 2 or 3, I think it said. So I was just playing it that one night that we were FaceTiming,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. Candace and I will FaceTime each other and then we won't talk. We'll like talk, but like eventually we'll be on for so long that we'll just like sit while like she's doing something or I'm doing something. So just playing.
We're there for like the company.
Yeah.
We're like, I can't be with you, so we're gonna just hang out next to each other on our phones.
Yeah. And I was just like
Yeah.
so angry when I did not win first.
Well, it's yeah, I think it's really fun. It's like it's a little bit different than I mean, yeah, it basically is. I think Mario Kart, of course, Mario Kart's been around forever and they have like all the technical things figured out already. I think Disney Speedstorm came out in April, I believe. But you had to pay for the game. Which I was like I didn't know. I think I wanted to wait. I didn't know for sure if it was going to be free to play, but it was like worth waiting it out, I think. But I've gotten past all those chapters, those early stages, and now I'm on what is it? Oh, there's like in that bottom corner, it's like all of the Aladdin characters. So it's like once you get through those early stages, like that they have their like season. I guess each season they have different um quests and like characters that they get unlocked. So it'll be Aladdin. So get excited for that.
Oh, I'm
But
so pumped. Have you unlocked multiplayer yet?
yes, all of the
Okay.
multiplayer. So I actually
Because we want to play each other. That's why.
oh yeah. And you can actually you can play with just like random people online too with the multiplayer. And then as you can see they have so many different characters. Which character are you most excited about unlocking? At least for me.
Well, now that I know that we'll have like the Aladdin characters, obviously Jasmine. I'm a Disney princess girl through and
Oh
through.
yeah.
So I would love to play her. Yeah, I have to say the fact that I'm playing Mickey, I'm just kind of like, meh. Like,
No, she doesn't like the Mickey Mouse characters as much.
I just am not. They do nothing for me. They do nothing for me.
She doesn't have nostalgia for them.
I have no nostalgia for Mickey. I think the only character out of like all of those is Goofy? Goofy? Is he like Goofy? Is he like an old school character?
Oh yeah. So they're called like the what is it? Fab Five. So it's like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy. Is it Daisy?
Pluto? Is Pluto?
I don't know. I hope if JD's still here, please correct me. I think it's something like that. I can't remember if it's Daisy or if it's Pluto. Which one it is.
Yeah, they do, all of those characters outside of Goofy do nothing for me. But only reason why Goofy gets like a win in my book is because I was really into the Goofy movie.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely one of my favorites too. But I'm excited to unlock the Steamboat Willie one.
Of course.
Which they have like a track that's like similar to like it's like vintage or like old Hollywood, and it has like kind of like you go into a screen and then it's like all black and white.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's
Okay,
really
that
fun.
I'm excited to see. I've loved all the Hercules stuff. Like that's also the really cool. Like you go through Mount Olympus on one of the roads. So like that has been a huge favorite of mine. Oh, also, complete side note, but because of Steamboat Willie, in October for for Lego, they're doing a gift with purchase. And the gift with purchase is actually going to be like a smaller version of the Disney Steamboat Willie that you have. Yeah, so like
already would feel kind of like small. I mean, it's not like the biggest thing. I
so
wonder how they're doing it.
it's not well because yours would like the one that Candace has was like the more detailed version. It's going to be just like a kind of like less detailed, smaller version, gift with purchase. If you I think it's been over, I'm not sure how the amount, but it's any of the Marvel, Star Wars, or Disney sets, then you get that for free. So
that's easy.
yeah, right.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it.
Yeah, I've been like debating because it just is a cool little build, but can't.
Oh my god, you're so funny. The one other character that I noticed that they included was from the Disney parks that I'm excited to unlock is Figment, which is the little purple dragon from Epcot, which is
I only know about it because of you.
Which is one of my absolute favorites. So I'm excited to unlock. But yeah, I really like it so far. It's definitely like if you want like a different type of racing game. Like back in the day, I used to play. I think it was called like Disney World like Racing Tour or something like that, like on PS1. And that was a lot of fun because it was like you would do tracks of like rides from Disney World. So this is kind of like kind of a nod, not quite like that, but I love it because like I don't know about you, but I was like playing the like racing and I was like singing to the songs because they're like really catchy remixes of like all the different like Disney songs and stuff, and like it's just like it's a good time. Like I think on Friday I like stayed up till like 1 a.m. like playing. Like,
I love that. I'm gonna play it today. I'm really excited. I just need to unlock so that we can play together.
Yes, like, absolutely. But yeah, free to play. So
definitely go download it if you have the Switch, and then you can play against Candace and I want to unlock multiplayer.
It might be on other platforms too, free to play. I'm not sure, but definitely for purchase. But
yeah, but we just have the Switch, so that's what we're working with. All right, Scott Pilgrim anime Netflix. So as soon as I saw this, I had seen it before you mentioned it, Candace, and I instantly thought of you. And I'm looking forward to this because I don't remember the last time I watched the live action, and I never read this.
Well, maybe we should change it. Next time I see you, I'll be like, it'll be like all of my Scott Pilgrim comics, and then we'll watch the movie. That movie is like one of my favorite. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, I honestly it is up there for me as definitely one of my favorites. Like it's like a really good comfort movie for me, especially like if I need to like laugh. Oh, you have to. They're really, really good. What's really cool though is the Brian Lee O'Malley, does the comics. And I believe he's doing work with the series as well and the movies. He's been able to work on all of that. Oh yeah, but yeah. Hi. Yes, so excited. But like if you ever watch like the movie and like a lot of the opening scenes and like you'll compare it to like the opening of like the first volume of the comic, like you can see like how it's like exact on how it looks visually and just like the humor and everything. So it's really cool in that way of like actually being really, really accurate. So I feel like this is like going full circle. From what I've been reading, it's just going to be like the same story. Yes. Oh my God. That would be a dream for me. Cause I love him besides Scott Pilgrim, I love Snot Girl.
Does Brian Lee O'Malley do Snot Girl and Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also a comic that's on your stand at home that was like a Brian Lee O'Malley.
Which comic?
It's like on your couch there. If you're sitting on your couch, it's like I was on your right side, and it's like I think it's like a red book. I forgot what
the seconds.
Yeah, that's Brian Lee O'Malley, Haley.
All right.
Oh yeah, Sedpool's got it. Oh my God. Anyway,
okay, right
yeah. So
on the shelf.
So I think it's thank you. It's just being our silly selves. um, so it's really cool seeing it come like full circle. Because first it was the comics. Then I actually think in between that was the arcade game, which now you can actually play on Switch, which I also like playing.
Oh, do you have to buy it, or is it like a free download?
I got mine. Well, for me, I got it through limited run games because they had a really like a re-release with it, which was like special edition stuff, and I got pins and a jacket and things like that. But like, I'm pretty sure that you can get it on the eShop for like fairly cheap. Like, I swear it could be like $5. So if you ever want to play that, but it's like arcade style, and you can like play like with friends and things. But yeah, I think it's literally just going to be the same story. I'm kind of curious, like, if it's going to lean towards like the comics more, because there are differences with the comics compared to the movies, even though there are a lot of similarities. So I'm kind of curious what they'll change. But yeah, as you can see, it's like the style. Even though it's called an anime, it's like pretty much the similar style to the actual comics. So I'm really excited. Oh, plus the coolest thing was they're actually all of the characters are voiced by the original actors from the movie. Like,
Oh,
I think literally all of them came back for it. Like, because Michael Cera is Scott Pilgrim, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is Ramona Flowers. You got Chris Evans. Like, yeah, it's a
wow,
amazing like
that's
A-list.
really cool.
Mae Whitman. Like, it's a A-list definitely cast.
Okay, I'm gonna watch the live action soon, and then
Otherwise, I'll gladly watch it with you, please.
then I might just wait for you, and then we can do that. We'll just have a movie night again. I'll cook dinner.
Sounds good to me. But yeah, I'm just excited. Oh, it's gonna come out, I believe, November 17th.
Oh wow, that's
on
really
Netflix.
soon.
So yeah, I'm gonna binge that.
Well, not really soon, but like soon enough.
Close enough, yeah. And from what I'm seeing, it's gonna be 8 episodes. I don't know if that means that that's all they're doing, and they're just gonna break up. Like, how many volumes are there? I think there's 6 volumes, maybe. So I'm not sure if they're gonna divide it up like that.
I love it. You have to know.
I wonder if it says on how long each episode is. Let me check. No, I don't think I have that yet. But there's gonna be 8, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be just like a 1 season or they're gonna make it maybe 2. I mean, they're only going off the storyline, so I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see if it's like super popular, if they want to like go past the storyline.
Oh no, I think it'll be popular. Like, I'm also hoping that because it's coming out on Netflix, there's gonna be like more merch, because I need more merch for Scott Pilgrim. Oh, also, Simple, I think I forgot. I think I saw a comment earlier that you were saying if I got any Funko Pops or they had any Funko Pops of Scott Pilgrim, which they do. They didn't have it at the actual shop because they're actually really rare and not rare, but like limited and very, very expensive. Apparently they had a group email.
That's crazy.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it seems like the whole group is just really very passionate about the storyline, their characters, and everything. So it's really cool, and they've all done so many really cool things like since Scott Pilgrim too. But yeah, so I do have actually a bunch of the Funko Pops and like the soda cans and things like that. But a lot of them, like, you would have to get hold on. No.
Wait, really?
Really? That's news to me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just Googled it. They are married.
What? When?
What a cute little couple.
I totally didn't know that. Wow, and they're both part of the Star Wars family.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've been loving her in Ahsoka, if anybody's been watching that. Although it took me like an episode to realize that was her because she was all covered in green makeup.
I might watch Star Wars soon.
You should.
Yeah, really it's another fandom. It's just
so many fandoms, you know.
And the thing is, I'm like obsessive and get hyper fixated, as we all know. So then I'm like, I want all the things.
Which is why I collect a lot of different things. So I get it.
It's dangerous. And like the Lego Star Wars situation is I can't.
Oh god,
Uh,
yeah, next I'll be getting those.
but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that program for this.
Me too.
All right, so we're gonna do comic besties back issues. Okay, I actually lied. I did read 4 comics. I read the one that the Cursed Library that we both read, and then I read
Yeah.
the other ones. I just
What?
didn't bring the Cursed Library to the desk.
Well, that's fine. I have it visually, so.
Perfect.
What would you like to talk about first?
Well, we could just jump into a Cursed Library. So,
Sure.
we read the free comic book day, the Cursed Library, Archie. What do you think of it? I was meh.
I'm not surprised. No, so I picked it like I always get the free comic book day versions of all Archie stuff. So I didn't actually know what was going to be in it. I just knew that on the front cover, I'm going to give you some history because I know about the Archie character. So that's Jinx, who is definitely an older character, and I think in a lot of the older comics she was like a little girl. So they've been bringing her back in a lot of comics lately in like the horror genre.
Mhm.
And I think she's like a teenager now, and she's into like not sure from what I've been reading because I read one of her other issues that she had. It was like a one shot. I think she's like it's like related to like occult and witchy things and
Yeah, it seemed like that's what
spooky.
they were alluding to with some of like the story.
So what I didn't know what was going to be the inside content. So the inside content is basically like I think it was 3 different stories, but it's actually like a kind of basically a sampler for a
Yeah.
lot of the new horror. So which I've only because like one of the stories I was reading and I was like this is so familiar, and then I realized that it was the Betty Final Girl, which I've already read. So that one I read, and then the other 2 I have, which is like the Pop's Chocolate Shop which we both got
Yeah.
at the C202, and then I think what's the other one? What's his name?
When I
Bingo.
noticed that, I was like, "Ooh, I want to like." I didn't want to finish that one.
Yeah, and that one was with Kevin Keller. And then so like they're doing a lot of the like more secondary characters, which is really cool. And then I think the other one is with what's his name? Bingo Wilkins, which I want to say he's a really old character. But they've been like bringing back like they've been doing that with a lot of these like smaller characters, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So I like that. But yeah, so I think they actually are gonna have like some kind of like cursed library series where like she kind of like narrates it, Jinx. But yeah, it's like I think if you want to kind of see some of the new Archies that they're reading right now, like for I mean reading that they have right now for you to read, uh, it's like a good sampler. But I think there's better Archie horror, like Afterlife with Archie and Jughead the Hunger, Vampironic. I think all of those are
Those
like
I like. I just feel like I don't know. I think I was also a little underwhelmed by some of like the art of the characters.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely there's been other ones that I prefer, especially like yeah, the Afterlife with Archie is yeah, beautiful. I think what's his name? Greg Smallwood did like Vampironica, like
I mean, yeah, you can't go
so yeah, I thought it was great, like something to like read, like just kick off like spooky season and everything. And it makes me I want to at least read like the other like the issues that were in it because they didn't have like the full issue of course each like it was just like stories plucked out from each. Yeah, well, I'm your girl if you need any recommendations. But Archie Horror is really good. So, but they're also gonna make like I was reading in the ads that they had like the anthology coming out with a bunch of the horror stories also. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll have like some of the earlier horror Archie horror stuff.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Like I am interested in more Archie horror, but just this didn't like really quite do it for me. But
That's fair. Plus, I think like even though I think like as an big Archie fan, like it's cool seeing other characters. Like I can also see if like people are not familiar with them either. Like I'm sure you'd rather read like a story with like Betty and Veronica. I mean, I guess Betty did have her own one here.
Betty did. I think for me
but-
it was just, I don't know. I just didn't really jive with it. I don't know why. It was less about like the knowable characters, because I actually I like the idea of them using secondary characters, but it was like good, but it wasn't like you read it. At least for me, it wasn't like I read it and I was like, I have to now buy the issues to finish.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
yeah, still, I'm glad I finally got to read it, because I was curious like what was inside.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I do have to say I love the cover. So.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
But speaking of like spooky, that definitely started off my like spooky reading, and then I read Werewolf by Night, which
I want to read that.
You have this, because if you don't, I need you to buy it. It is so good. It is.
I might go next week to the comic store, I'm hoping. So I will remind me I need to get that.
Yeah. The saddest thing about this is that it's a one-shot. I thought it was going to be a start of a new series, and it has been like, I mean, it's been so long just because I haven't really been reading. Since I've read a comic and I've been like, I want and need more. And then to find out that it was a one-shot was like really devastating, because the art in it is stunning.
Ooh, I love that.
So it's Fran Galan, and let me see. Let me get one with Elsa Bloodstone. It does like a dual point of view between Werewolf by Night and Elsa Bloodstone, and it gives you kind of like, it's just such a good story. It's a good story. The writing's good. The art is so captivating. I instantly was like, I need to read more where the artist has worked on like other comics. It seems like he has done some work on Dune, and I'm trying to see if he's done some other stuff. I know that he's worked with like Marvel. Oh, the Adam Hughes variant is very pretty. And so if you have not watched the movie, I really, really, really like it.
I haven't either.
No.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. That's so awful.
Pain.
Sedpool, have you read it? Because it's good. I'm so sad that it's over. They said in the back there is it says Werewolf by Night will be back in Crypt of Shadows. And I'm looking forward to that. It seems like it's kind of going to be an anthology, like
that's cool.
Horror, all of the kind of like monster characters that comes out in October. So I'm not sure if that's out already, but it's just so beautiful. I wanted to like live in this, and so
I really want to read that. Yeah, I'm sad that it's only a one shot, but maybe I don't know if you read any other Werewolf by Night prior. Maybe there's like other series. If anybody's read any of that and have like recommendations for some of the other series, because I'm trying to remember. I think I was like looking into that a while ago.
I just want more though. I mean, I get it. Like, I feel like it's better to have a one shot where it's just super strong, really good,
right,
and like memorable, versus dragging it out to a series that doesn't really feel well developed, or they're just doing it because like people like.
No, that's true.
So yeah, I like that it's, maybe not another thing that I feel like I have to add to my reading list, but
yeah,
I would kick off many things to have
that is saying something. Yeah.
What was one of the comics that you read that was like that was honestly like my favorite that I read? And the other ones were actually really good too. I loved everything that I read outside of Curse Library, which was good. But I wasn't like reading Werewolf by Night, and I was like, I'm upset.
Oh no, and plus again, like Curse Library is it's a sampler.
Exactly. You can't really get the full like.
Yeah. So actually, I'm excited to read this because since I've been traveling, I also haven't been able to like really read. But I was actually sent Haley knows this company by Cape Publicity,
where I work.
They sent me the case of The Bleeding Wall, and sometimes I'm hesitant when it comes, like, I like Archie horror, but I don't always gravitate to like just horror in general.
And that looks really horror. So even though I work for that company, it's not one of my clients or projects that I'm working on. It's my colleague who had actually reached out to Candace. So I don't actually know much about the Case of the Bleeding Wall because it's just
Yeah. So like I read, like she sent me like just like the synopsis of it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it, because like I do like to kind of broaden my horizons when it comes to like horror, because like you never know. And it was really spooky, but not where I was like I can't sleep at night, because I've read some of those as well. But yeah, it's a really cool like spooky like art style. Pretty much like how it looks in the front is how it's like similar vibes inside.
Ooh.
And from what I've they're gonna send me more issues, which I'm really excited about. And it's 4 issues. Let me see actually if I can take out. Let me mute myself.
Yeah. When my colleague was like, I reached out to your friend Candace, I was like, oh, that makes me happy. Yeah. Because they all know me as like the comic girl. So
Yeah. So let me just kind of well, this is the opening, so it's not.
Oh yeah, that is like true horror.
But it's like a cool like
that looks really awesome.
Kind of like raw pencil watercolor type style that I like. I think that always like fits really well when you're doing like horror and stuff like that. But I thought it was actually like pretty fun, and I'm like looking forward to like reading the rest of it. Just because like what is her name again? Jana. Her name is Jana, and I guess it's like she investigates like kind of like paranormal type situation. Like it's kind of like she kind of gives me like Buffy vibes, but but it's more like paranormal, like demonic stuff. But yeah, I really liked it.
Send me a copy.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to have them send me a copy.
Oh no, I think you would like it actually, and it's like, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, so like basically like how it ended. I'm not gonna like give anything away, but it basically leads into like the actual title of like the actual bleeding wall situation. So you kind of get to learn about Jana and just like how she got into basically doing all this like paranormal type investigating and hunting. So I really, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that it was something like that I actually did enjoy, because since I'm just very picky about horror.
Well, yeah, because it's like,
so
I feel like horror can be like I'm into it or I'm not, and I feel like there's rarely an in between with horror.
Yeah, and I think it was like it just wasn't too scary or anything, because I'm a baby about that stuff.
That is.
I don't want to be reading before bed and then I'm like, oh, I can't sleep. But yeah, so thank you, Kate Publicity. I definitely be posting more on my Instagram.
I'm gonna
please tell them.
Monday at our meeting. I'm gonna our like check in. I'm gonna be like, can I get a copy?
Yeah. It's really fun.
The other comic that I read is Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. So I don't know much about Fire and Ice, to be quite honest, and
neither.
It's really the artwork when I like looked in that drew me in. Like I'm kind of obsessed with this kind of style, and I love female characters, and I remember them from like Greg Smallwood drawing them and like Human Target, but outside of that, like I don't really have a strong like concept of like who Fire and Ice are. And this was so fun. I also love Smallville. Like anytime I hear Smallville, I just like think of the show. So
I never watched it actually. I know.
I was obsessed. I was so obsessed. And the guy who played Superman, Tom Wellington. There we go.
Yeah.
Was like my childhood crush. I was obsessed. But this is super cute. You get so you get a little bit of intro into Fire and Ice. They moved to Smallville, and it was interesting because it's like it focused a lot more on their dynamic, their friendship, this kind of new beginnings for them, and how they're both dealing with this new beginning very differently. And so I really enjoyed just like actually how it focused on like their friendship and these like how their mindsets were very different into coming into Smallville.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. It was super cute, but also had depth to it. Like, it didn't feel like a fluff read completely. Like, I was like, I finished it and was like, I want to know more. And you have me like also emotionally invested in these characters. And the artwork is really great. So this is definitely something that I want to keep reading. I mean, at this point, I'm trying really hard not to just like do single issue series,
Yeah.
like start new ones, because I mean, there's just so much. I have such a backlog, but also
Same.
I saw in, I think Werewolf by Night, there was an advertisement for Marvel Gods, which I just realized is going to be written by Hickman. And I'm like,
Ooh.
no, I don't need it. But I think I'm gonna at least gonna get issue 1, and then I'm gonna start trying to get some trades. But
Mm.
Fire and Ice is one that like kind of like Werewolf by Night that had me being like, well, do I just get all of the issues? Candace, I think you'd really like this a lot. I think you would find it really fun, and I think you'd love the art style. Yeah, Gods does come out on Wednesday. I don't need it, but I want it. I'll probably get it still. But yeah, anyone who's like looking for kind of, I would feel like a low barrier of entry to DC and wants to read two badass female characters, Fire and Ice. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely want to read that. Because I too like don't know anything about them, and I love like stories that are about like friendship and things like that too. So it's.
I think you would really like them. Like, I think you would really like this one. Yeah, I'm a fan. I liked the writing. I liked everything that happened in this issue. I think it was a really good setup, and it made me care, which I feel like sometimes you can read a few of these like first issues and feel like a little like it was a little fluffy. But
well, now I have two things I have to look for when I go to the comic shop.
I mean, my like last one was also really good, so you're gonna have all of the recommendations. But what else did you read?
Let's see. Okay, so keep it. Yeah, really keep it. I haven't
Transformers.
Yeah, I haven't read any Transformers. I don't
I'm
think I
not
have
Transformers, but I think isn't it Daniel Warren Johnson, who is also just like such a cool person.
Okay, so yeah, this was unintentional. It's just this is what I've been reading is like a lot of the spooky stuff. But I've been reading the Nightcrawler series, which I think I only have maybe like 6 issues. I don't know how I'm probably gonna have to get trades because I just was getting them as like back issues. And it's from 2004, which I had been seeing these for like a while, and I was like, I don't know, like, but now that I've gotten more into like X-Men and I really like Nightcrawler, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like check this out because it's definitely like spooky vibes for sure, which you can tell clearly from the cover. Let me just show you some of the covers because I read like 1 through 3.
Have you been really enjoying the story?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think like I don't know if it's like anything like groundbreaking, but it's I just like it because it's like centered around Nightcrawler and it's spooky and like because I think had to remind myself of like what I read exactly, but so Nightcrawler he teams up with Storm, and he's investigating like is it like a psychiatric hospital type deal. It's already where this is going, and then like actually kind of reminded me of it's like a Stranger Things a little bit. I don't want to say why, but it was like there was like basically like a massacre in the psychiatric, and it was like I think it was all children too.
That's real dark, real quick.
And there's only one left, and it kind of was something like that. And he has to like investigate like what happened because like one of the kids seemed like obviously like the last kid standing. It's like seems really like creepy, but then there's like a creepy doctor. I think what is
Well, this Amanda has all of the elements of spookiness.
But I mean, look at the art's really fun. Hi, like look at that. Like that's just like fun. Like I really
That
like
looks
how
really
it's
cool. Honestly, I also don't feel like you get like a lot of Nightcrawler like
exactly.
specific comics, and he's such an interesting and fun character whenever he does make an appearance in like the X-Men stuff. So
Yeah. So
I was
yeah.
really interested by that series, but I have so much that it was just that one that like I chose to grab.
Speaking of Smallville, that's funny.
Love
But
it.
yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. Especially like after reading like the last omnibus with Justin and John. Because I think Amanda Sefton, is that her last name? Is in this. I think they're not dating here, like they're exes in this. But she of course like she's
The
got
old thing.
what is it? She's a witch. So then there's like a little bit of that. Um the only thing that's weird is that he kind of also at the hospital, like he teams up with this like sexy nurse character, and I'm like, I don't know about that, like if that was necessary, but she's like been helping him, I guess, like with like
You're like,
solving the case.
okay.
That's the only thing that kind of was like, okay, but but I really like it. I don't know how many issues were in this actual series, so I'm gonna probably have to get either the rest of the singles or just because I got these singles I think from Half Price Books, pretty
Mm.
sure. So they were like $2, like really great. Because yeah, I don't think this is the other cover that's for 3.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So if you like Nightcrawler, and you want to read one of his like older series, I recommend so far. It's just like it's a fun read, and yeah, I think it's good that he has his own series. I think he has a couple of his own series, but that's an older one.
I'll have to check that out. Or maybe I'll just come over to your house and then just like read some of them.
Yes, we'll just like swap comics and read.
There we go. My last comic that I read was Hades. So Hades is one. Okay, Maleficent and Hades are basically my 2 favorite Disney villains. I'm not sure if anyone has been reading any of the like Dynamite Disney. I'm always really weary when Dynamite does something. I'm like, is it going to be good?
Yeah,
And I
same.
didn't read Scar, though I do have
I
it. But I
did.
read Maleficent, and I was just really bummed out because it just like, I don't know, it just didn't have a lot of story to it. It was like one of those things where the art was kind of interesting, but the story was just so weak in the first issue that I was like, I don't even care to read the second one, but I'm going to end up buying all of these because
The covers too.
covers. And I love that character. So I got Hades because I was like, oh, I don't know. And I was so worried. And then it was just so good. It was actually really good. It was really well written.
Love to hear that.
The artwork is like just super fun. You get to see a lot of the, like, the fates. It's,
I like
Hades
that.
trying to be the big bad, wanting to take over everything. But what he does is he gathers all of these like classic mythological people like Medusa and Jason from Jason and the
Argonauts?
Yeah. And then some other people. So it's like if you're kind of into like mythology, this is actually pretty fun because you're like, oh, I remember that. Like from, reading whenever like in any of like school and stuff like that. So there was like a lot of really cool callbacks, and then you were also getting some of the Disney characters that you had seen in Hercules. So
cool.
That was fun. And there just felt like a lot more of a plot than in Maleficent. Again, it felt really weak, but this one felt like more fleshed out. And though it wasn't like, anything with any emotional, like crazy emotional heft, it was super fun to read. And it seems like just like really well plotted out. So I'm excited to actually continue this one. Like this one, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to read.
That's good. Yeah, I haven't read that one yet. Because I think we both read Maleficent. I think we talked about it in our last comic besties, and although you bet I'm getting that Chrissy Zulo variant for Maleficent.
Yeah, I want it, but I need to I'm gonna try reading some of the I think I have at least issue 2 or 3 of Maleficent. I have to go back and like look through some of my comics, but I think I do because I'm hoping that maybe the story kind of
Gets
shapes
better.
up in the future issues. But Hades just came out with a strong start, and I'm excited to read more about that.
Yeah, Scar was okay too.
I highly recommend.
But yeah,
Scar.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it had more of a plot than Maleficent. But yeah, it sounds like Hades was. You're saying that because I know you love like that kind of like genre. So yeah, I'm excited to read that again. Man, you're gonna giving me like a whole list. Like, and I go to the store.
Go to the comic shop on Wednesday. These are the books to buy.
Pretty much. I don't know. Wait, watching.
Oh my gosh,
multitasking.
I love it. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I'm just like kind of curious, like what other if they're gonna do more Disney villain comics because I don't know.
Well, they're doing Cruella de Vil.
That's right.
I hope.
I know. I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, I hope they don't mess up because like. I mean, I feel like I have to name drop this every time, but like as I mentioned like so many times, like I love Evil Thing a lot, and that was a really good like comic for like a origin of Cruella. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll either just do something fresh or I'm not really sure I don't know if I read anything about what it's going to actually be about. Did you?
Well, it's interesting because between all of the villain comics, like with at least Maleficent and Hades, I think I was hoping for these to be like origin comics, but they're not. They're just kind of like, I don't know, like just they're just a different story.
That's true. Yeah, Scars isn't. I don't think was. I think it was
you
like
said it wasn't like an origin.
It was kind of like a in between story. Like I think it was like after the first movie, before the second. I feel like
in terms of timeline.
Yeah.
Well, and so it'll be interesting to see Cruella. What I'm really excited for is one of my favorite artists that I follow on Instagram who just like I just like their artwork.
Yeah.
And the name is escaping me, but I shared their cover to my story for Cruella de Vil. I think it's like their first comic cover. So I'm
That's cool.
Really excited
That's
about
exciting. That.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that. What was your last?
Yeah.
Read.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. So this was another like back issue that I found while digging. And I got the Blue Beetle from the New 52, which I forgot when this actually came out. Oh wait, it says 2011. But I saw it while I was hunting, and I really enjoyed the movie which have you seen that yet? I don't remember.
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to.
Yeah, you're really gonna like it. So I was kind of wanted to just like read some more. I don't know if like there's one like Blue Beetle series that's like better or not like than this, but it definitely was really different than the movie because I was kind of curious like how it would compare. Of course, this was like done like way before the movie because I don't know if I forgot if they made a new one that was like more related to the movie. But it was this was like the first issue, and it did give like another type of origin that was definitely different from the movie, and I think even some different characters. So I just have this one issue, so I think I want to like maybe look into this one some more or look into some other ones. I'm not sure if I want to continue like this specific one just because like it was like okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like something that you like loved.
Like I don't know. I just want to like look into the other series and see like which ones are recommended. Because I really enjoyed the movie, but I just don't know like if I'm going to actually like reading the series as much. I don't know.
I would be surprised if they're not doing a new series then, just because the movie came out. I feel like people are like, if they're really into it, like the movie they're going to want to read. And I feel like then it makes more sense to like come out with a new series. So I'd be surprised if there isn't anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I still thought it was like just fun after like being able to have that experience of just watching it and then kind of like seeing how it's been like how they had comics prior to that. Because of course, like that's always interesting how they're gonna make those changes. So I don't know. I will keep you updated. Because I do want to read more. Just because like prior to the movie, I wasn't even familiar with Blue Beetle at all. So we'll kind
I don't know a ton. I did a show on Nearing Nirvana about Blue Beetle, so that's as much as I know, like the context wise. But I'm excited to see the. I'm excited to see the movie. I want to see No One Will Save You. So bad. It's on Hulu, right?
How am I blanking on that movie?
Sedpool. It just came out on Hulu.
Oh, okay. I think I saw DC.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah. I will be looking for that too when I go. Sure.
Yes.
Ask away.
I will say I'm going to have to jump in a few minutes just because my mom's coming to pick me up. But Untouchable, please ask your question about superheroes. Nick, you and I are in that same boat. I still need to watch it. I also haven't watched The Flash either.
I haven't either. I think Carl's watched it and think he said it was fine. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I know that people were disappointed.
I haven't been gravitated to some of the DC movies lately, so.
Me either. Morning,
John. Oh, hey, John. I still need to watch the second Shazam, too, which I actually am looking forward to seeing.
Okay, Shazam was surprising, and I liked it.
I liked the first one. I watched it, like, pretty late, but... No, you don't have a chance to watch it.
So I am in full, like, horror movie mode now. My boyfriend and I, like, he's a huge horror movie fan, so now that it's, like, spooky season, it's, like, every time we hang out, it's just horror movies. So we went to go see, and we also have been trying to watch all of the older horror films, like the classics. We're members at this place called the Music Box, and they do a lot of like indie films, and they bring back a lot of like the older films. So we went to go see Night of the Living Dead from George Romero on 35 millimeter about a week ago, which I have to say, I think I enjoyed it so much more being in a movie theater setting, because I mean, it's obviously it's from like, I think the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, my mom always talks about it because she watched it as a little kid, and she always tells me how she was like traumatized by it, like back in the day.
Which is, it's so funny to watch it like with this like modern sensibility, and it was cool seeing in a movie theater context because there was a lot more humor to be had. Like people were just like laughing a lot in the theaters at like scenes that I think had Tim and I been alone at the house, there would have been more commentary obviously between us. Yeah. But I think we enjoyed it more by like seeing other people like collectively like laugh and just like react to what was happening on screen, because it does feel so dated. And as much as like you remind yourself of that, it's like hard to like, at least for me, to get like so into it.
Yeah.
But seeing it in the theaters, it was.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then we're seeing something this Sunday that is, let me look it up, is a horror film. And then I think they're having like an orchestra, like do the score or something.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, let me see now. Showing.
I've never been there.
Oh my gosh, it's really, really fun. They even have, while you wait, they'll have like an organ player. Like sometimes
random.
It's really cool. Or not like an organ, like a piano player that does like really fun tunes while you're just like waiting for the trailers to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think is this on Sunday? Yes. Okay. So The Phantom of the Monastery, I think. Wait, no, maybe. I don't know. That's a Spanish one. I don't know. We're going to see someone like, what's playing? Now I have to tell everyone because now I'm like, I need to know. So it's on the.
Where do they have like the list? Is like online or like social or something?
Because it's this upcoming Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up because I'm like, we're definitely going. Oh, this is it, Sunday. Yeah, The Phantom of the Monastery. There we go. Yeah, I guess it's this one.
I never heard of that.
Neither have I. It's like a restored Spanish, from 1934, horror film. So it says Alfonso Eduardo and his wife Cristina are lost, and a strange monk takes them to an ancient convent where their personalities change. Inexplicable situations occur, and Cristina tries to seduce Alfonso. So it'll be really interesting to see that. That will be like the oldest film I think I've ever seen too. Okay, the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was my first horror film when I was a kid, like the early 2000s one. Terrifying, traumatized. But I actually just watched the original version last week. It holds up. It is
really last week.
It was like in the 70s, but it like is actually terrifying. It's so disturbing and weird, and not in this way. Like, like I said, you watch Night of the Living Dead, you're not scared. You're kind of like, this is hilarious to watch. This, I did jump once, and it was just like it was really weird.
No, I'm good. I like my slasher films, and not the gore.
Yeah, no, I can't do like a ton of gore. Yes. Have you heard about Lioness?
I don't know. Sounds kind of familiar, but I definitely haven't seen it.
Definitely.
What platform?
Is it Paramount or Showtime or? I don't know, but I binged the whole season. And
I have to look that up. Yeah, I haven't looked into that yet.
Yeah, highly, highly recommend. Also, yes, several strong female characters. So good.
We like that.
Jason and Freddy movies are also good.
Oh yeah. I've seen a bunch of like the Friday the 13th ones.
So my mom texted me she's here, but I'll answer this. I think people try to be real superheroes, but I don't think in the way that we think. People do good deeds every day, and I don't know. I don't think you need superpowers to kind of basically be a superhero.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, there's definitely people in my life that I think are my superheroes, so definitely.
Really quickly, Hills Have Eyes. I love that movie. And Silent Hill. Candace is like, what are all of these horror movies?
I mean, I know them. I just like, it's not my kind of thing. I'm very picky with my horror movies.
Have you seen Silent Hill?
No, I know it's the video games though.
It is terrifying. We should watch it.
We'll see if you could get me to watch that.
You could sleep over.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Well, everyone have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for joining us since it's been so long.
I know.
And, because it's going to be cozy season, we'll be inside more, which means you'll have more of these.
Yay, I'm excited.
All right.
Bye. All right, bye everyone. Thanks for watching.